It is Sunday evening. You did not do anything wrong. You are just sitting there, scrolling your phone, and suddenly your mood drops. Monday has not even started. Nobody has sent the email. Nobody has asked for the meeting, but your body already knows what is coming. Your chest gets tight, and your brain says, "Here we go again." People call this the Sunday Scaries. But maybe it is not only anxiety. Maybe it is a signal. Maybe some part of you is noticing that your current direction does not really belong to you. That is what makes it confusing. You do not fully hate your life. You may have income, stability, and a decent title. You can be grateful for those things and still feel drained by them. Gratitude and discomfort can exist at the same time. So this is not about quitting tomorrow. It is a map for reading that quiet signal. Maybe you are not lazy. Maybe your work is pulling you away from the person you are trying to become. Here is an uncomfortable number. The average person spends around 90,000 hours working. That number is too large to feel real, so imagine your waking life as boxes. One box for errands, chores, food, and maintenance. One box for actual living, and one very large box for work. The problem is, work never stays politely inside its box. A bad meeting follows you home. A pointless project sits at your dinner table. A boss who makes you doubt yourself changes how you speak to people you love. You may be done working, but you are too tired to exercise, read, call a friend, or rest properly. Your free time becomes recovery time. You are not living after work. You are recovering from work. This is why the wrong work direction is not small. It touches your health, patience, creativity, relationships, and self-respect. And the damage is slow. It arrives as a small silence every Sunday evening. You say, "It is fine." Then another year passes. That signal deserves attention. It may be saying, "This much of your life cannot stay vague forever." When people talk about work and meaning, the advice is usually simple. Find your passion. It sounds beautiful. Find a thing that lights you up, then follow it bravely. But for many people, that advice does not help. Sometimes it makes the pressure worse. It assumes there's a perfect answer hidden inside you, like a locked room in your chest. Find the key, open the door, and your purpose will be waiting. But most people do not have one clear, burning passion. They have interests, curiosities, and things they keep returning to. They wonder why everyone else seems to know what they want. So find your passion starts to feel like blame. You are not only confused, now you feel guilty for being confused. A more useful order may be the opposite. Passion is often not the starting point. It is often a byproduct of skill. You begin doing something real. You get better. You build taste. You solve problems that used to scare you. Then feedback, confidence, and identity start to appear. Slowly, the work becomes meaningful. You cannot force inspiration to arrive. You can build ability. Instead of asking, "What is my passion?" try a more honest question. What is my relationship with work right now? Researcher Amy Rezanyowski describes 3 common ways people relate to work. The first is a job. A job is a trade. You give time and effort and receive money. After work, real life begins. There is nothing wrong with this. At some stages, that is exactly what work needs to be. The second is a career. A career has movement, better roles, higher pay, more responsibility, and more skill. You care about the work, but also where it can take you. The third is a calling. Here, work is not only money or advancement. It starts to connect with your growth. You are drawn to a problem, and you feel more alive as you learn to serve it better. The same work can mean different things to different people. So the question is not, which one sounds impressive? The question is, which one are you in, and which one are you secretly expecting? Many people suffer because they are in a job or career, but expect it to feel like a calling. Once you name the mismatch, you can ask a better next question. Do I need more income, more skill, a better environment, or a different problem? When people talk about purpose, they often make money sound shallow, as if wanting money makes your work less pure. But money and meaning are not enemies. Many meaningful paths begin for practical reasons. You learn a skill because it can help you earn more. You start creating because you want more options. You work hard because you want safety, respect, and room to choose. Those motives may not sound holy, but they are honest. Often the order looks like this. At first, you create in order to make money. Later, you make money so you can keep creating. That order matters. You cannot pretend you have moved beyond survival if you are worried about rent, bills, and basic security. So if money is your main motivation right now, that does not mean you are shallow. It may just mean you are early. Early is not empty. The real question is whether money will always be the entire point. Money can be fuel. Eventually, it should become a tool, not the whole meaning of the work. After money, the next powerful word is stability. Many people have asked themselves at 2 a.m., should I change direction? Then another voice answers, but the income is stable. It is not that bad. That voice is not stupid. Stability matters, but stability and safety are not the same thing. Some stability is just comfortable stagnation. The job is not painful enough to force you out, but it is not alive enough to help you grow. You can tolerate it, explain it, and survive another week. But your abilities are getting dull. Pressure is loud. Boredom is quiet. Pressure makes you react. Boredom lets you drift. Then years later, you realize the gap has widened between what you can do and what the world needs. So ask this: have I outgrown this place? That question is uncomfortable because, if the answer is yes, you may need to act. So people name stagnation as responsibility. They rename fear as maturity. But real safety is not never moving. Real safety is having the ability to choose again when the world changes. If passion is not the starting point, and stability is not always safety, where does purpose come from? A practical answer is this: purpose often grows from a problem you keep solving, not a lightning strike from the sky, not a perfect sentence about your destiny. A problem, you meet it, care about it, return to it, and get better at understanding it. Over time, it starts to feel like your work. Many good businesses start this way. Someone solves their own problem, then realizes other people have it too. Many good creators start this way. They try to understand their own confusion, then explain the map to someone else. Many good teachers were once very confused students. Because they were stuck before, they know where people get stuck now. So what is my life purpose may be too large. It freezes you. A better question is smaller. What problem am I unusually suited to solve? What have I lived through? What do I keep studying? Where do I have a map because I once got lost there myself? Meaning often starts there. There are two clues that do not look very noble. The first is envy. Not general envy, like wanting someone to be rich or famous. I mean a specific little sting. You see someone doing a certain kind of work, and something inside you tightens because part of you wants to be that kind of person. Envy is not always only bad character. Sometimes it is data. You do not envy everyone. You envy specific people, doing specific things, living a shape of life you have not built yet. That is uncomfortable, but useful. The second clue is obsession. Not the numb kind, where you scroll for 2 hours and remember nothing. I mean the thing you keep reading, studying, testing, or improving without being told. Some people study products, some break down stories, some see a messy system and want to organize it. Envy points from the outside. It says, there may be a version of you over there. Obsession points from the inside. It says, there may be energy here. Neither clue is a final answer, but both are better than sitting still and demanding a perfect passion. Clues only become clear through action. You cannot solve this only by thinking. Imagine passion is easy to love because it has no cost. Real work reveals the details. Are you willing to practice, get feedback, and continue when nobody claps? You do not need to quit immediately. You do not need a perfect plan. You need a 7-day experiment. Write one article and publish it. Build a tiny prototype. Help one person solve a real problem. Send one email to a possible customer. Turn the topic you keep researching into a simple checklist. Record one rough explanation. Take an idea from your head and put one small piece of it into the world. The experiment does not need to succeed. It only needs to give you information. Look for 3 things. Did you feel real energy while doing it? Did someone receive actual value from it? Even if it was rough, do you want to improve it? Direction becomes visible when your idea touches reality. When people hear life work, they often translate it into one thing. Quit your job, start a business, begin from zero. But that is not always the right move. The deeper difference is not whether you are an employee or a founder. The difference is agency. You can have an Adele mindset inside a normal job. You choose problems, create value beyond the job description, and build skills that can travel with you. And you can run your own company while still thinking like an employee. Waiting for permission, avoiding risk, optimizing for approval instead of solving real problems. Agency is a muscle. If you never use it, it weakens. Each time you use it, you trust yourself a little more. Ask a clearer question in a meeting. Turn a messy process into a simple system. Talk to one real user. Build one skill your company cannot take away. You do not have to change your entire life today. You can start by taking back one small piece of the steering wheel. The more seriously you take your work, the more pressure you may feel. You want the work to be real, so you want it to succeed. Then you start caring about reactions, views, comments, approval, status. At first you wanted to express something you believed. Then you start adjusting, performing, and pleasing. Eventually, you are not sure what you meant to say. Real work needs a little space, a little financial safety, a little emotional distance, a little room to not be liked immediately. Family and friends can also shape this. They may love you and want you to be safe. But sometimes, advice from love is also advice from fear. They are not always wrong, but they do not have to live your life. So ask yourself a sharp question. If no one saw this, would I still want to do the work itself? No applause, no identity label, no public proof. If the answer is yes, protect it. Give it time, space, and protection from early judgment. Every meaningful path has its own difficulty. Entrepreneurship has cash flow uncertainty and 3 a.m. self-doubt. Creative work has rejection and long periods of being bad. Leadership has loneliness and other people's expectations. Deep expertise has repetition, slow training, and little visible reward for a long time. So the better question is not only, what do I like? The better question is, what difficulty am I willing to carry? You may like the idea of writing a book, but are you willing to sit alone and write terrible drafts? You may like the freedom of anchorer, but are you willing to face unstable income and nights with no clear answers? You may like the respect of being an expert, but are you willing to do basic practice while feeling ordinary? Purpose does not remove difficulty. It changes your relationship with difficulty. Forced difficulty drains you. Chosen difficulty can shape you. Escaping pain is not a complete direction. You can run from one mountain and arrive at another. The question is, which mountain do you choose? Which difficulty still feels connected to the person you want to become? You do not need to answer the rest of your life today. Many people treat career direction like one enormous high-risk decision. Pick the right path. Execute perfectly. Arrive at the destination. It sounds simple, it is terrifying, and it is not how most lives work. Your life work is written in chapters. The first chapter may be messy. The first project may fail. The first attempt may be embarrassing. You may choose the wrong company, market, mentor, or version of yourself. But the job of the first chapter is not to prove you are right forever. It is to teach you things you could not learn from the shore. Each chapter leaves something behind: skill, relationships, judgment, taste, and a little more clarity. Someone who spent 3 years in the wrong project but learned delivery, sales, and resilience may be closer to their direction than someone who waited 3 years for the perfect idea. This is not romanticizing wasted time. Mistakes have costs, but if you can recover experience from them, they are not only failure. Your direction is not a map you were born holding. It is a notebook you write while walking. The exit is not, wait until I'm completely sure. The exit is, start, then adjust. So return to Sunday night. That tight feeling in your chest may come back. But now you know one way to read it. It does not have to mean you failed. It may mean, pay attention. Adjust. You are learning how to navigate. Nobody can hand you your life work fully finished. It changes as you grow. It changes as the world changes. It changes with every chapter you live through. You do not need to solve your whole career tonight. You only need a smaller question. Tomorrow morning, what is one choice that belongs to me a little more? Not the perfect choice, not the bravest choice, just a more honest choice than yesterday. Maybe you write down one person you envy. Maybe you try a 7-day experiment. Maybe you admit your current stability no longer helps you grow. Maybe you simply write down the Sunday signal for the first time. Your direction will not fall from the sky, but it can grow through choices, action, feedback, and correction.